Up on that one. All right, how about this one? Al Sharpton pulling the race card on the Academy Awards, claiming that black actors were snubbed during this year's Oscar nominations, despite Selma getting a nod for Best Picture of the Year. Social media exploding after yesterday's announcement as everybody quickly added everything up and said, oh my goodness, the 20 contenders for lead and supporting actor and actress are all white. How can that be? That happened for the first time since 1998, meaning that it has been very diverse for all of those years. So Al Sharpton quickly issued a call to action saying, quote, the movie industry is like the Rocky Mountains. The higher you get, the whiter it gets. I have called an emergency meeting early next week, he says, in Hollywood with the task force to discuss possible action around the Academy Awards. Discuss possible action around the Academy Awards, he says. What he means by that, I guess we'll find out. Richard Fowler is the host of the Richard Fowler Radio Show, and DeRoy Murdoch is a syndicated columnist and a Fox News contributor. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to have both of you with us.
Good to be here.
Apparently we lost Richard for a moment, but we're working to get him back. So, DeRoy, let me get your reaction to all of this first. What do you think?
Well, I heard Al Sharpton is organizing an emergency meeting. I thought this is great news. Finally we'll have an emergency meeting on the black unemployment rate, which is about 10.4% versus about 5.6 overall. Or I thought maybe it's an emergency meeting on the fact that 32% of black kids never get out of high school, never graduate high school. Or maybe an emergency meeting over the fact that in 2013 about 5,600 black people were murdered by other black people. But it turns out to be an emergency meeting about the Academy Awards. Given all the problems facing black Americans today, it seems like Al Sharpton ought to organize a whole bunch of other emergency meetings on real emergencies before he has a total freak out over how the Academy Awards are playing themselves out.
Yeah, I think you're back, Richard. I'm sorry we lost you for a moment there. So what's your reaction to this all-white Academy Awards? There's, Twitter hashtags, Oscars so white, making the rounds out there. What do you make of it?
Listen, I think that the Academy Award nominees need to be more diverse, but here's the thing, Martha, and we all know this. Everybody watching understands that Hollywood does not always reflect what's happening in this country. Not saying America isn't diverse, we're just saying that the people who are voting on the nominations in Hollywood aren't diverse, and all the stats show that. I mean, 93% of the Academy happens to be Caucasian, a good majority happen to be male, so that sort of dictates how...
Oh, we keep losing Richard. I am very sorry, Richard. That's too bad. I do want to, put up this statement, interesting in retrospect, by Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know if you at home remember this, if you watched the show last year, but that was the year that 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture. It also won the award for Best Supporting Actress. And here's what she said when she came out in the beginning opening monologue. Possibility number one, 12 Years a Slave wins Best Picture. Possibility number two, you're all racist. And everyone in the room laughed, DeRoy.
Yeah, it is funny because, look, these statistics are interesting that the Academy is 93% white, 76% male. Presumably this is some kind of a white male anti-black conspiracy. Yet these same alleged racists, just last year, Hollywood didn't look like the Rocky Mountains, it looked more like Mount Kilimanjaro. 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, Best Score, Best Adapted Screenplay. And so just a year ago, it was a huge pageant of black cinematic achievement.
Richard, I want to live in a world where we just say, oh, are those the best movies? Were those the best actors this year? When you look across what happened out there in film, were these the people who deserve to be nominated? And not have a ridiculous discussion about what nationality this director or that director or what background. Why couldn't it be that way? And I haven't seen Selma yet. I would like to see it. It was nominated for Best Picture this year. That's a huge honor.
No, I completely agree with you, Martha. I saw the movie. It's definitely a good movie. Everybody out there should see it. I think it's a really, really good depiction of King and his life. But here's the thing, and I think you're right. I think everybody wants to live in a post-racial society, but the truth of the matter is we don't. And the fact that the Academy doesn't represent what the population of this country represents shows that, right? Martha, there's not a lot of yous and me's on this Academy. Let's just be honest about it.
Well, as Chris Rock pointed out, the NBA doesn't accurately represent the nation either.
That's very true.
That's true. Not ever. It's not. These are companies. These are companies that want to make money. That's their business. That's what they do. And the Academy gets together, and we all know that it's become a very commercial enterprise, and they're pushing this movie or pushing that movie. But to have this immediate reaction, to have Al Sharpton, who by all accounts, has some other things that he should potentially be worrying about at this moment, is basically bullying these folks, and you know, this woman, you know, who was in the Sony thing, apparently he had to make a deal with her that he can be some sort of advisor at Sony now to what kind of movies they do. I mean, and other corporations who are concerned about, you know, some way that they're being presented, he's making deals with them too, and they're paying him off not to sue them.
Look, Martha, I think you're exactly right. I think we're going to have an emergency meeting about extortion, which is basically Al Sharpton's stock and trade. And it'll be about how can we get these studios, line them up, shake them down, and either have them make donations to Sharpton's group or put various people on their boards or hand over the money. So it's about show me the money. That's what this emergency meeting is going to be about.
Let me get one reaction from Richard, because we lost him a couple times, and we'll close on your thoughts here, Richard.
Thanks, Martha. Here's the thing. This is not necessarily about Al Sharpton. This is about a larger movement. You saw as soon as the nominations came out, people all across the country, black, white, yellow, purple, green, orange, they took to Twitter to say, this is a problem. So clearly this is not an Al Sharpton problem or a KKK problem or a Black Panther Party problem. This is a national problem. And I think that's sort of the larger, that's what the emphasis that you can get from this whole story. Every major newspaper's covered the story because of the hashtag that came out.
They did
and
cover
that means
it,
that social media is moving the story.
And looked at the hashtag, and I got to tell you, at least 2/3 of it is saying that this is a ridiculous argument to be making. You know, I think may the best movie win, may the best actor win, may the best actress win, and let's all be in this together. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you both. Sorry about the tech problems, Richard.